This video does not intend to insult or hurt the feelings of Muslims, but its purpose is to show that apostates are human who have feelings and must be given the right to express themselves against their former religion without fear of facing persecution or harm. This video does not intend to hurt the feelings of Muslims or insult the Muslims, but its purpose is to bring out the truth and expose the wicked liars. Be they religious figures such as Prophet Muhammad or Sahabas of Islam, Prophet Muhammad in Islam, or Imams of the Shia. Prophet Muhammad was a disbeliever, transgressor, and unjust. Greetings, everyone. This is me, Zahra Jawad. Again, okay, I'm going to show you my findings soon after I share this video. Sorry about this, to keep you waiting. Sharing it on Facebook, my pages, a little more to go. Thank you so much for waiting. I'll replay this again, this video. This video does not intend to insult or hurt the feelings of Muslims, but its purpose is to show that apostates are human who have feelings and must be given the right to express themselves against their former religion without fear of facing persecution or harm. This video does not intend to hurt the feelings of Muslims or insult the Muslims, but its purpose is to bring out the truth and expose the wicked liars. Be they religious figures such as Prophet Muhammad or Sahabas of Islam, Prophet Muhammad in Islam, or Imams of the Shia. Prophet Muhammad was a disbeliever, transgressor, and unjust. Greetings, everyone, again. Uh, those who, I guess, who will join me now after I've shared this video on my Facebook pages and groups. So let's see. I'm the only one here. Why am I doing this? Well, many reasons, especially for the truth, justice's sake, and to free you from all this, that I see fear cast that you have to believe in Prophet Muhammad. Actually, right now, even those youngsters, Muslims, who would be reading the Quran and be scared, not a healthy way to start something, to find out truth. There are many threatening, scary verses, right, in the Quran. So I hope you can see this on the screen. It's not focusing well on one of my screens here on the tab. But I hope it is focusing. One correction. Okay, so here I start one correction in the Quran I have to make about the ayats is this Surah Nisa, ayat 6, that when you reach a marriageable age, so I hope I don't move it too much. I have this habit of being fidgety, moving it a lot. And the one we are told in Surah Talaq, 65 chapter of the Quran and fourth verse, also for those who have not menstruated. So it could mean like the Shias or something that I made out that when you're married and you have not had your monthly period, you have to wait for your monthly period and then wait for, do the iddah. Because here in ayat 6 of Surah Nisa, it says that, and test the orphans in their abilities until they reach marriageable age. Then, if you perceive in them sound judgment. So, marriageable age, nikah is used. Um, so, these two verses combined together would also, would mean that here, I don't know, it cannot mean what the Umayyad or the Sunni Muslim hadiths say or sources say. Like Dr. David Wood has explained, even. So I tried to correct him and then I forgot myself and got confused. So here I read again that it says marriageable meaning nikah, the age of nikah. Not aqad, not a contract, marriageable contract, but the age of nikah, which also has an illicit meaning in the Quran ayats. I'm told, I've read, and I found out, but anyways, I'm not too sure about that. I cannot say anything. So this is the correction I make if I ever said that, these also for those who have not menstruated, like you can get married to an infant or something. So these are two ayats where some people can see it as contradictory or complementary. To tell you in this part, in the red, Surah 65, verse 4, also for those who have not menstruated means those who are married and who are, of age of marriage and but have not received their monthly periods. They'll have to wait until they get their monthly periods and then wait for the iddah, I think, is 3 months. Because of this ayat, Surah Nisa, verse 6, until they reach marriageable age, nikah, the age of nikah. And so that has to be marriageable age, has to be, cannot be an infant child, has to be of age. And now about forbidding what Allah has made lawful, Quran ayats. So from Surah Maida 87 verse, O you who believe, forbid not the good things which Allah hath made lawful for you, and transgress not. Lo, Allah loveth not the transgressors. So I've been contemplating on these ayats, taking time, as I said I would. Sometimes I didn't even want to think about it. Or maybe I'm wrong, or, these are my Shia eminent scholars, Quran experts, Hadith experts. Could they be wrong or could I be wrong? Did they miss something or did I miss something? And then the severe, when there's a severe case, in severe cases, Surah Maida ayat again, 3 or 4 is it? But there you see, doesn't say that it says what Allah has made uh, forbidden, you can eat in severe hunger or cases. So it's not like here where the Prophet says that no, this Quran ayat, Surah Tahrim ayat 1, I will go there, you see. But now you see this here, that forbid not the good things which Allah hath made lawful for you, and transgress not. Otherwise, if you do that, then you'll be transgressors, and Allah loveth not transgressors. So, Puya Ali commentary, I got this from Multilingual Quran. Thank you very much. Special thanks. The commentary says Islam does not allow to forbid the good things Allah has made lawful.
You cannot forbid something which Allah has made lawful. Believers. And Islam does not even allow it. As the self-denying Christians do, Aka Mehdi Buya says, some well-meaning Muslims imitating, so you can read this. But what is important here is verse first of Tahrim also discourage asceticism. Asceticism, okay? But so forbidding anything allowed by Allah, meaning forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression. Understood? Not in the case where severe cases, Surah Madayat in the beginning, but forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression. We find Prophet Muhammad doing the same thing here. What he, what is not so forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression because either forbidding the lawful or allowing the forbidden, as had been done by many Muslim rulers, amounts to breaking the bounds of the divine law and by the Prophet here in Surah Tahrim Ayat 1. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful for you, seeking the approval of your wives? And he prohibited himself from what Allah had made, has made lawful for him. You can see. Now read the, again going back and forth. We have to do this until it is very clear to us. Then I come to the oaths. Then if you don't understand mental gymnastics, it might take an hour or so, even more than an hour. I can't say. Or I might have to go. Not feeling too well, had a headache, slight headache today. So, and my condition, let's see, or if passion leads me. Uh, so here in Surah Maida ayat 87, we are told, O you who believe. And who's telling them? You know, Prophet Muhammad is telling the believers. Forbid not the good things which Allah hath made lawful for you. So the mistake I made in my previous videos was that, you know, I was taking the severe cases, severe cases. In severe cases, you can have what is forbidden. But I missed the point here, which many of my eminent religious scholars, Quran experts, Hadith experts, overall experts in this religion, Islam and Shia Islam, have missed, and Sunni Islam. Forbid not the good things which Allah has made lawful for you, and transgress not. Now, the Shias would take us to no, this thing that Prophet Muhammad had forbidden himself. Allah, it's like not compulsory. It's not like namaz, salat, right? So this is the excuse they make, and then you can go deep into this and see if I'm right or they are right, or what is right, and how could they make such a mistake on such a, you know, this justice, and they give their lives, they live their lives for this. And one person just reminded me lately on Facebook that I was like, is this a threat? He came, he's a butcher or something. So he came with that picture, and I spoke to him. He's still like, हाँ डर गए, they are afraid, she's afraid, तुम डर गई ना, तो ऐसे and so I told him, please go to Haris Sultan, sorry Haris Sultan, not to kill, but to threaten him, but to learn from him. I felt that he kind of understood, but that he was blindly following a religion, and हम अपना गर्दन कलम कर सकता है. मैंने कहा आप अपना दूसरे का भी गर्दन कलम कर सकता है. दूसरे का भी कर सकता है. अपना कर सकता है, दूसरे का भी करेगा. तो कहा हाँ हाँ, हम आपका भी, तुम्हारा भी हम गर्दन कलम करेगा. आई विल. अच्छा. आई सेड अच्छा, मेरा भी गर्दन. आई सेड लिव बाबा, आप लोग जिए सा. So I was having this problem with my Urdu, trying to explain to him last night. That's where I got the headache. Too much on the screen. Also, so excuse me. I said, बाबा ऐसा नहीं करें, गर्दन कलम वलम जिए. इस्लाम के लिए आप मर रहे हैं, अपनी लाइफ दे रहे हैं. कभी किसी को अपनी ज़िंदगी दें, किसी के लिए एक्सक्यूज़ मी जिएँ. To live for somebody, give them a beautiful life, give them freedom, give the women freedom. ऐसा नहीं करें, गर्दन कलम. I can have my head beheaded, my life, give my life for Islam and all this. And still, in the end, until the end, the person was like playing psychology on me, reverse psych. That psychology where I would be sticking around and talking to him. Yeah, डर गई. She's afraid. हाँ देखो, she's afraid. So I would keep talking. नहीं मैं डरी नहीं, मैं डरी हूँ. And then again, after some time, he's listening to me, and then डर गई. He sent me a friend request actually on Facebook. And with the butcher picture. So that's why. तो ये and then I was like, really, am I afraid? And yes, and the Muslims could give their lives and all this. I was a hard questions again, and going, maybe the Americans, they see their weak point, that they want to live and they fight for life and all this. So I went through all that last night again, and I was like, yes, I am afraid. लेकिन फिर why should you have to say this to another? Like you see, again, holding on to the weak point of a person and exploiting it. Like I think it's happened here also in the Quran ayats. But then why would the Quran ayats? Okay, there are some very good Quran ayats, like Surah Mumtahana, and give them, like, you're supposed to give them peace and security and pray for them, surely, and take alms out of the wealth for them and pray for them. Surely your prayer is a source of security and peace for them and purification for them. तो ऐसे अगर रसूलुल्लाह भी हमें कहे कि हाँ ये देखो डर गए हैं, जाओ अपने आप को मार डालो, like this ayat goes, go kill yourselves. Now, not many will kill themselves, and all this goes on in that ayat. Excuse me. So sorry, the cough may be irritating my impediment, and so maybe irritating. I say so a lot and all this. What does this make Prophet Muhammad? Comparing Surah Medayat and the commentary Shias. Now, especially Shias, have a look at this. So, आप कहेंगे, and some of the Muslims will say, why is she doing this against her Prophet? इसी के मैंने खौफ छोड़ दिया और मैंने खुद अपना अपने पे भरोसा किया. पता नहीं कहाँ से, starting from zero, nothing. मैं तो कुछ भी नहीं. हाँ, दाग movie. मैं तो कुछ भी नहीं. It's coming out like that. The Indian movie दाग. Rajesh Khanna and all. So starting from nothing, I said, let's start from scratch and see where if I, you see, I had to question this prophet of mine. Surah Azab made it difficult for me. I couldn't understand. If the Shias understand Surah Azab, and this is, um, you can say the discretion and all this, his prerogative, his privileges, his wisdom, maybe in another ayat, but not Surah Azab, ayat 37, because we're already told we made it, the wisdom of Allah is that we made it easy for the Muslims to marry their adopted sons' ex-wives. And what is, so I'll be explaining that. So let's go, sorry, I just jumped the gun. Let me go step by step here. O you who believe, forbid not the good things, like not the lawful, it doesn't say here, so fasting, those, but good things which Allah has made lawful for you. यहाँ शिया फंस गए और कैसे फंसे मुझे खुद समझ में नहीं आता है मेंटल जिम्नास्टिक्स हो रही है टॉर्चर टॉर्मेंट इसे कि मेरे लाइफ के ऊपर तो वो है ना मेरी लाइफ तो ले लेंगे and come to what Allah and Prophet Muhammad calls you to, what gives you life. So agar jihad hai, surah Saf in rows, you know, close together, jammed together, like so, and like that fight. And how is it that you say something you do not do yourself? Oh my God, Allah greatly hates those who say, Surah Saf की आयत है ना अल्लाह को बिल्कुल नफ़रत है बहुत सख्त नफ़रत है उनसे जो कहते हैं कुछ और करते कुछ हैं जो कहते कुछ हैं और करते कुछ हैं उनसे सख्त नफ़रत है अभी आप प्लीज़ आराम से sorry it's going to take time maybe I'll speak in Urdu a little bit so thank you so much for being here and seeing this. I wish I could make a graph chart. I learned from Dr. Khalil Andani that to make a graph chart, it's much easier when you know look at it visual looking difference. I'm not too good at charts and all this. So if I could have fit this, like, oh Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself? But I'm uh, not at that caliber, right? PhD, Dr. Khalil Andani caliber. Oh, Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself? It's not like in severe cases he had to eat something. He actually took an oath even to his wives, two or one. No, approval, seeking both of his wives. Both his wives. So this is, you can't apply that case, Surah Maida verse, the other one, recent one, beginning in severe cases. Please look at this again. I wish I had made a chart of this. Kept these ayats together. Because in between is this commentary from Multilingual Quran, Shia website, Shia commentary. Please try to digest this. It's been 1400 years. Shia's grandson of Prophet Muhammad. Imam Ali, the eloquent, oh, the faithful, the Ali is with the Quran, Quran is with Ali. And this is why we live. We live for Ahl Bayt. Shias in, I spoke to a Shia in Bahrain, talking to her about my health. She asked me to recite Surah Taha. So I asked her, she said, we live for Ahl al-Bayt. Allah and Ahl al-Bayt. Allah, of course. So you see this, so forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression. Because either forbidding the lawful or allowing the forbidden amounts to breaking the bounds of the divine law. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful for you? Right? Now please get it. See this? हम हक पे हैं. I think, look, again I'm saying I think, how confused, I mean, how, that shocking, oh my God, no, wait a minute. One day I get up, oh, panic struck. What did I do? Because you see here I made a mistake. I missed this ayat, right? Again, I missed Surah Nisa ayat 6 to explain to Dr. David Wood on his, now he's no more on YouTube, that no, thank you, doctor, for explaining because we were so confused. I look at this ayat, then I said, no, Shias are right. Because we were told of age. Then from Imam Tawhidi, I heard Khomeini saying that infants, you can do this and that. God knows what. So here, I correct myself here. The Shias are right or this is a contradictory ayat. Anyways, but the Shias, more bent on the Muslims, religious scholars, being right, that no, you cannot marry, and Khomeini being wrong, Shia Khomeini, that you cannot marry an infant. And you see how the Westerners, they get carried away, we are told, and how they do this to us. But you see, I'm no Westerner. I was a Shia, a Muslim. For me, it is a Muslim. Abraham was a Shia of Nu. So we cannot bring here in this ayat that forbidding what Allah has made lawful. This is anything good, fruits, meat, anything what your right hands possess, anything good which Allah has made lawful for you, you must not forbid. Forbid not. It is a command here also, not to forget that. Thank God I remember to say that here. And so Islam does not allow to forbid the good things, not compulsory, like salat, fasting, zakah, or khums for the Shias, right? Good things. Oh, you believe, okay. So Islam does not allow to forbid, it does not allow. So it is a command here, I'm right, to forbid the good things Allah has made lawful, as self-denying Christians do. Aka Mehdi Puya says some well-meaning Muslims imitating certain self-denying Christians had vowed not to partake of delicious foods and to abstain from going in to the wives. Going to, oh goodness, censor. Um, some things should be even censored for children reading the Quran. This the Holy Prophet strongly disapproved, declaring in the assembly of his companions that there is no place for monks and ascetics in Islam because, due to asceticism and severity, many nations have been destroyed. Verse 93 of the surah, verse 2 of Surah Taha, and verse 1 of Tahrim also discourage asceticism. But what Akamedipuya does not mention is that Prophet himself does it, forbidding. Oh, this is going to be 2 hours because I have a lot to cover and I'm stuck on this. Let me see any comments here. So before I get stabbed or something to death, please look at this. So forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression, because either forbidding the lawful or allowing the forbidden, as had been done by many Muslim rulers and even this Prophet. Why don't you mention this Prophet here in Surah Tahrim Ayat 1? There about discouraging asceticism. How can you mention it like that? Sorry, eminent religious scholar Aka Medipuya, expert Quran in commentaries and all hadith. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful for you? Seeking the approval of your wives. He's done it, and it makes him a transgressor. It makes him a transgressor. And also, if you take Surah Saf, ayat, why do you say what you do not do? Greatly hateful is that in the sight of Allah, that you say what you do not do yourself. He's told the believers here, it's come on his heart, right? So he's told the believers, O you who believe, forbid not the good things which Allah hath made lawful for you. Do not. You are not allowed in Islam. It explains it, the commentary explains this verse. Commentary of this whole verse, under this verse. And so forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is what? Transgression. And when His Prophet is doing what Allah has allowed him, would also be that he's a transgressor. Why I worked it out and please see this. Huh? So he's a transgressor himself, prophet, holy prophet that you call, right? Now, even on oaths, let's say Allah has already ordained for you the dissolution of your oaths, and Allah is your protector, and He is knowing the wise. Here, dissolution would mean He doesn't have to give expiation, He's completely cancelled, or maybe not, I don't know, but that's what. Anyways, that would be too difficult. Okay, if I make a mistake, then I'm not, I have to be sure about that. Surah 66, again, Ayat 2, Surah Tahrim, the second ayat. So you know what is this? Okay, here, and then another thing I'm working on, I found myself doing mental gymnastics in, is what is meaningless, lahwa, in your oaths, giving ayats on lahwa. So I found this ayat, Surah Maida 89. Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly, but He will certainly take you to task for the oaths you have sworn in earnest. What is this? You're uttering vain, meaningless things in your oaths? Okay, this I could understand and couldn't ask the Quran experts, but then you can tell me I'm wrong and I'll try to correct myself. But before you tell me I'm wrong, please listen to what my findings are. Surah Waqia, verse 25. They will not hear therein ill speech, lahwa or lahwi, or or commission of sin, idle talk. Surah Qasas, I think from Surah Luqman, maybe lahwa. So it misses in Surah Luqman, it misses a G. So it's not lahwa, but it's like lahwa or something like this. Our imams say that you shouldn't say tales and these false tales people used to say, and even this and music, singing, which leads to dancing and swaying and movement of it has an effect on your body. So you stay away from these things, and it's haram because the Quran ayats they give, and this is one of them: ill speech or vain speech, which doesn't lead to which leads to bad things. Like it doesn't lead to anything much good. Oh, any good. Surah Qasas. Ayat 20, Surah 28, Ayat 55. And when they hear ill speech, they turn away from it and say, for us are our deeds, and for you are your deeds. Peace will be on you. We seek not the ignorant. So, Sahih International Translation. You can see all the other idle talk for lahwa, lahwi, lahwi, and turn away whenever they hear frivolous talk, meaningless talk. Many translations I've given here. Vain talk, lahwa. You see here in red. And when they hear vain talk, they turn away. So many Yusuf Ali also. They turn away, these people. So Surah Mu'minun, uh, and who, see, successful indeed are the believers who are humble in their prayers and who keep aloof from what is vain, lahwa, vain talk, right? Successful will you be, and those who keepers of their trust, and these are they who are the heirs. Heirs of what? Paradise. You are the inheritors of paradise. You will inherit paradise. And see this 20, Surah Baqarah, verse 226. For those who vow abstinence from their wives, there is a respite of 4 months. Then, if they go back on their vow, they will find that Allah is forgiving, all compassionate. So, if you compare this with the abstinence from the wives and vow, so he's trying to, it's Allah, Surah Tahrim, Ayat 1, he's trying to defend himself here. For those who vow abstinence from their wives, or even who was Maria the Coptic, or even, yes, Zainab bin Josh. So he's covered himself well here, I feel. Now on Laghwa again, this is a red flag here. Surah Maida, verse 89. Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly. So now, many oaths you utter vainly. So there are many meanings to this laghwa: ill talk, abusive talk, dirty talk, meaningless. You can check Wikipedia search. But he certainly takes you to task for the oaths you have sworn in earnest. But why are you believers in your oaths making uttering vain, low, when we are told due to this also in the ayat, Surah ayat, in the ayat Quran, in the surah of the Quran, due to this, like stay away from music, it will lead you to, from nightclubs to dancing to zina, fornication, and adultery, and indecent acts. So, so do you see this? That this law, right? Successful indeed are the believers. You want to be successful, and to keep aloof from what is law. Third ayat of Surah Mu'minun, you must keep aloof. So why are you in your oaths bringing in something which is meaningless when you should keep away from this? Meaningless, vain, talk, things. It says, it uses this word, lahwa, or lahwi. It has this logh, right? You definitely want to be successful. You want to inherit paradise. Surah Mu'minun. And why would you then be allowed? Allah does not take you to task, meaning you are allowed for the oaths you utter vainly. Huh? So, mental gymnastics, you have, I'll work it out. This shall be the expiation for your oaths wherever you have sworn, but keep your oaths thus. And yeah, here is the what? Lohwi. See? Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly. Lohwi. 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 Here is the transliteration of this ayat. You're doing lahwi, you're allowed, Allah does not take you to task. He's trying to cover himself for what he did in Surah Tahrim, we are told in the ayat 1 and 2. Ayat 1, right? You see this? And so why would you? Here in other ayats, you are told to stay away, it is better from all this. And the Jews and the Christians who do not judge by revelations sent to them, Surah Maida ayats. Transgressors, number one, lawbreakers. So I'll be going from the 47 ayat to the 40, like that, down, not like upwards, meaning before. So I take, because I don't want to shock you. So I've taken the less, this thing like lawbreakers, transgressors first. So let the followers of the gospel judge according to what God has sent down in it. It's coming. Those who do not judge according to what God has revealed are lawbreakers or transgressors, the word some people, some translators. Let the followers of the gospel judge. So you see, al-fasiqun. Here is the transliteration of this ayat. Surah Maida ayat 47. Number 2, wrongdoers, zalimun, Jews and Christians. 45. So going down like that in number. Surah Maida ayat 45. What? Wrongdoers, zalimun, Jews and Christians. Those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the wrongdoers. Zalimun. Now embrace yourselves. Third, disbelievers, unbelievers, kafirun. Those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the unbelievers. Maududi translation I took. But what does it mean here? Kafirun, disbeliever, unbeliever. transliteration of the Quran. I did not put this in red, unfortunately. You see on the side here, right hand below, kafirun. So those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the unbelievers. Disbelievers, this is for the Jews and the Christians. So if I take you back to, where am I going now? Surah Nahl, if you would, I know about how you could be brainwashed or something, and do not be like she who untwisted her spun thread after it was strong by taking your oaths as means of deceit between you, because one community is more plentiful, so do not take your oaths as deceit, deceiving others. By do not take oaths for deceiving others. For deceiving others. Surah Nahl, ayat 92. I know about this, just putting it here so that you see that I know. So those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the unbelievers. So working my way down, let's see Surah Azab. Okay, so not going back to Surah Tahrim. He prohibit himself what Allah had made lawful for him. But I've come to not come back. No, I've not come back. I've come to Surah Azab, verse 37. And remember, O Muhammad, when you said to the one on whom Allah bestowed favor, and you bestowed favor, keep your wife and fear Allah, while you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose. Now you see, Allah was to disclose. Many points to be covered here. Keep your wife, fear Allah, while you concealed, Prophet, while you, a Prophet, concealed with yourself that which Allah is to disclose. Now, being a good counselor, marriage counselor, why would you do this? The either secret lovers or what? Now, just think, right? The uh, history or Islamic history, where he knows that he's supposed to now, Allah has told him to, you will marry, there'll be a divorce, you will marry your adopted son's ex-wife, Zainab. But why is he telling him? Shouldn't he prepare Zaid that, look, a divorce, Allah has revealed to me that a divorce will take place. Look, like, let's say, for example, my principal, uh, the teachers are working for her reinstatement and back to college, 2 extra years. And I find out from the government and some that no, they won't give it, even though the teachers are working for it to get her a reinstatement in college, back to college. After her retirement, it's not, she won't get it. And she's waiting. And so uh, I contact her and I tell her that, look, madam, your you won't get it. So it's better that you look for, you have another option open for you. If you want to wait, you can wait, but you won't get it. A very reliable person in the government has told me. So also look for another job if you don't want to sit retired now in this, anyways, whatever. So because she retired from St. Joseph's College, and so let's say her age, and so now, you know, it's her retirement age came, but the teachers were working. She got the first one, but the second one she didn't. This is a real live example case. So I would tell my principal the second time when I find out, that no, she will not get it. Even if the teachers worked for it or went to the government here and there, well, you can try your utmost, use your powers, sources. So, would I hide this from my principal when I know that she will not get it? And she's waiting and expecting or something, you know, her expectation. I told her, I called her and I said, look, mommy, you won't, even though I've been told you won't get it. So please keep your options open, maybe another job or somewhere, but here you won't get it. So, excuse me. So you see, here is a marriage, Zed's marriage with Zainab or anyone. It's a marriage. So what a counselor. And he's hiding within himself what Allah is to. I mean, it's going to happen, but he's telling Zed, you must you should go keep your wife, try your best. Well, he put in best efforts, we are told, by the Shia commentary. He's telling Zed to go and try his best, whereas Allah has already told him, while you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose. ये अगर शैतान का बच्चा नहीं हुआ तो क्या हुआ? Sorry, I just blurt out sometimes in my frustration, anger and all this. शैतान का बच्चा आप देख नहीं रहे हैं दूसरों, इतने सालों से हमारे बच्चों को, हमारे भाई बहनों को, हमारी माँओं को गलत, we suffer spiritually, we suffer in every way. We are slow to reach Allah, be connected with Allah. कितना काम करना पड़ता है, शैतान इधर, शैतान अंदर, शैतान बाहर, everywhere शैतान. Old MacDonald had a shaitan, farm, had that garden with a shaitan here and a shaitan there and a shaitan everywhere. You know what I mean? So please look at this. आप लोग रूहानी वे में भी फेल होंगे, अल्लाह से कनेक्शन भी नहीं होगा और इस्लाम करते हैं. इस्लाम के लिए हमारी ज़िंदगी, इस्लाम के लिए हमारा जान, इस्लाम के लिए हमारा सर और दूसरे का भी सर नहीं छोड़ते हैं. और औरतों का क्या हाल हुआ है, जो हमें बताओ इस्लाम में तो ऐसे राइट्स हैं औरत के कि किसी में, किसी रिलीजन में नहीं है. ना आप भगवान का सुन सकते हैं नाम, ना किसी का नाम सुन सकते हैं, बस अल्लाह का नाम. क्लोज्ड माइंडेडनेस. अपनी औरतों को आप लोगों ने चादरों में, घरों में बंद करके रखा है और वो भी ऐसे उनको ब्रेन वॉश किया है कि हाँ, इस्लाम के लिए हम चादर करेंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे. हम सिर्फ अल्लाह का एक्सक्लूसिव दीन डिवोटेड. और ये देखें क्या कर रहा है इधर. और इस नबी को बचाने के लिए और तो कुछ नहीं मिला आपको, खंजर लेके इसको मार डाला, स्टैप कर दिया, क्या बोलते हैं ये क्या है, टेकिंग अ नाइफ एंड स्टैबिंग पीपल. इसके लिए फॉर हिम, look at what he's done. Keep your wife and fear Allah while you concealed within yourself that which Allah is to disclose. ये तो ऐसे शैतान जैसे हजरत आदम के पास आ गया, कहने लगा कि मैं स्वेर करता हूँ कि तुम्हें सच्ची एडवाइस कर रहा हूँ. स्वेर ऑन अल्लाह, माइट ऑफ अल्लाह. हाँ, तो शैतान ने भी तो अल्लाह से, अल्लाह के नाम से ही तो स्वेर किया होगा शैतान को, और किसका, वल्लाह अल अज़ीम. ये आप देखें ये कंसील कर रहा है what Allah is to disclose. अल्लाह बेचारा बेचारा जैद इधर बोल रहा है कीप योर वाइफ एंड फियर अल्लाह, जैद को बोल रहा है, इधर खुद अपने आप में कंसील छुपा रहा है जो अल्लाह बताएगा, अल्लाह ओपन करेगा, आम बत मेक नोन। ओह एक तो and you feared the people. You feared the people, you feared the people while Allah has more right that you fear him. ये कौन सा इंसान है? ये कौन सा है? मुसलमान है, मोमिन है, क्या है? प्रॉफिट है, प्रॉफिट। ये तो नहीं भूले। तो अभी देखें इधर थोड़ा। You did not fear for the people. लिखा है but you feared the people. हमें कह रहे हैं ये शिया हमारे एमिनेंट स्कॉलर्स और कमेंट्रीज और हदीस एक्सपर्ट्स के बाबा नो नो ही फियर्ड फॉर द पीपल कि अब हट जाएंगे, अरे समझेंगे कि ये इसने पहले तो पेगन अरब आइडल वर्शिपिंग he practiced this custom of adopting son or so he feared for the people not feared the people जैसे हजरत मूसा conceived a fear in his heart we said fear not surely thou will overcome फिरौन के oh my god तो ये मैं ठीक करने आई हूँ अब मुझ पे आया है और कर रहे हैं यू डिड नॉट फियर देखिए लिखा यू डिड नॉट फियर फॉर द पीपल बट यू फियर द पीपल कह रहा है आयत सो इफ यू से ही फियर्ड फॉर द पीपल देन क्या यस 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 then Allah should have revealed it this way but Allah did not reveal the ayat this way. Allah says that you feared the people not for the people. ये कौन सा अल्लाह है जो ऐसे आयत रिवील कर रहा है? पढ़ें आप अरबिक में पता चलेगा कि भाई अब हट जाएंगे लोग वैसे ही ये बड़ा अब ये रिलीजन आया है जैसे आयत आती है कि इट विल इंक्रीज मैनी इन डिसबिलीफ एंड दिस एंड दैट तो अल्लाह बोले यू फियर्ड फॉर द पीपल बट ओके तो एक ये पॉइंट है while you hid in yourself what Allah was to make known so on and so forth और एक तो वो हदीस है या हिस्ट्री में है सुन्नी मुसलमानों की सोर्सेज में है मुस्लिम सोर्सेज में कि ज़ैनब बिन जाश जैद के घर गया ज़ैनब बिन जाश को एक शिफ्ट में देखा पतला सा या समथिंग लाइक दिस ड्रेस पहने हुए अच्छा वाइफ कहते हैं कि कज़न है ना कज़न है maternal excuse me Prophet Muhammad's maternal cousin she was तो फिर पता है क्या मैंने देखा कि ज़ैनब बिन जाश का फर्स्ट हस्बैंड का नाम क्यों मिसिंग है कुछ पता नहीं क्या गड़बड़ हुई शायद मे बी शी वाज एन अगली डकलिन ऐसा होता है कि मुझे भी बचपन में ugly duckling and then you grow up to be a swan a beautiful swan so maybe you wanted to marry Khadija and how is it that her first husband is unknown नाम नहीं पता है फर्स्ट हस्बैंड का ज़ैनब बिन जाश और फिर एक हिस्ट्री में इनके मुसलमानों के है कि ये ज़ैनब बिन तबरी तबरी आई थिंक लिखते हैं कि ज़ैनब बिन जाश के घर गया ज़ैद से जब ज़ैद की ज़ौजा थी वाइफ थी का उफ you know he turned like glory be to Allah who makes hearts turn तो उधर आता है ना एक आयत में सूरह निसा में भी आता है शायद डू नॉट टेक सीक्रेट लवर्स मुझे तो इधर कुछ गड़बड़ लगती है I see some like a dodgy thing here really dodgy in Surah Tahrim and here really dodgy in Surah Azab verse 37 ओके नाउ वेयर एम आई वर्स हाँ इधर आप देखें अगर आप कहते हैं कि मोमिनों के लिए इतना अच्छा है ना बहुत अच्छा है नॉट लॉफुल टू यू मोहम्मद और एनी इवेंट मोमिनों के लिए मोहम्मद इज द मैसेंजर ऑफ अल्लाह Surah 48 verse 29 and those with him are forceful against the disbelievers merciful among themselves. You see them bowing and prostrating in prayer, seeking bounty from Allah and His pleasure, and so on and so forth. But what is important here is Muhammad is the messenger of Allah, and those with him are forceful against the disbelievers. Forceful against the disbelievers. Merciful among themselves. इधर आप देखें ये आयत है सूरह अहज़ाब की 50 the red marking, red one here. And a believing woman who gives herself to the Prophet and whom he wants to take in marriage. O Prophet, this privilege is yours alone to the exclusion of other believers. रुके. And a believing woman, momin लिखा है momin, mominat, mominin. Where is the transliteration? Oh goodness, have I forgotten? Something like मोमिनीन तो ये जो बिलीविंग वेमेन है ना सॉरी ट्रांसलेशन मैंने आयत 52 के शायद नीचे लिखा है समथिंग लाइक दिस मिस्टेक ऑफ माइंड बट आप चेक करें मोमिन औरत एक सपोज 5 आते हैं 5 हैं कि रसूलुल्लाह दे वांट टू गिव देमसेल्व्स टू रसूलुल्लाह अब लिखा है कि they want to give themselves to Rasulullah, believing women, मोमिन औरतें एंड क्या होता है कि प्रॉफिट को कहा गया है कि whom he wants to wish इनका विश है ये एक को ले सकते अब बेचारी जैनब बिन जाश को उधर फोर्स किया है कि जैद से शादी करो उनके अगेंस्ट हमें बताया कि वो कुरैश की बड़ी हाय ये वो अपने आप को क्या समझती थी तो उसको अपने फ्री स्लेव से कि इक्वालिटी हो इस्लाम में there should be equality in Islam और ख़ुद तो भाई साहब क्या कर रहे हैं देखेंगे ladies gentlemen how shall I call you people in humanity खुद तो बहनें भाई मुसलमान भाई बहन आपके ये रसूलुल्लाह क्या करें अब सबके साथ शादी नहीं कर सकते हैं 4 रिजेक्ट हो जाएंगी शायद कौन सा ये परवाह करता है सब मोमिनीन मोमिनात के लिए ओ इज ardently desires of your welfare देखिए विश तो सबकी पूरी होनी चाहिए ना ब्लेसिंग है ना इधर लिखा है द बिलीविंग वुमन हु गिव्स herself to the prophet and whom he wants to take in marriage and ऐसा तो ये थोड़ा सा एक दूसरा मुझे इधर ट्रांसलेशन समझ रहे आप मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ एंड द बिलीविंग वुमन हु गिव्स herself to the prophet and whom he wants to take in marriage यानी अगर ये चूज ये चूज करेंगे अगर ये विश करें लेट्स सपोज देयर आर 5 believing women who want to give themselves to the prophet but if he wishes to marry them only if your prophet wishes to marry them will he marry any he wishes वो बेचारी 3 रिजेक्ट हो गई ऐसे ना करके anyways he might do it you say he'll do it in a most polite manner and stuff like that but he does it he refuses It's his wish. इधर इनका wish है. मोमिनीन को भी reject करना इनके wish पे है. इनके wish पे है. उधर बेचारी ज़ैनब बिन जाश को सूरह अहज़ाब, ये भी सूरह अहज़ाब की आयत है. But you know, Surah Ahzab verse 36, oh you who believe, men and women, you have to obey and take the decision. If he decide, Allah and him decide, you cannot say no to him. शादी पे, वो भी शादी पे, और खुद तो पता नहीं कितनी शादियां की हैं, और फिर अल्लाह इधर क्यों इनको कह रहा है? And you may, it is a privilege, and we know well what restrictions we have imposed upon them as regards their wives, believing wives and all that, right? And but this privilege is yours alone to the exclusion of other believers. Sorry, I went forward. O Prophet, this privilege is yours alone to the exclusion of the other believers. We know well what restrictions we have imposed upon them, these believers, as regards their wives and those whom their right hands possess, and have exempted you from those restrictions that there may be no constraint upon you. अचानक अल्लाह आके कंस्ट्रेंट करता है, पता नहीं क्यों, ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. 52 verse Surah Azab. Not lawful to you, O Muhammad, are any additional women after this. तो वो जो आयशा कहती थी ना कि सुन्नी हदीसों में लिखा है और कि God beckons to your every wish. या रसूलल्लाह, आज आयशा सब खुश हो गए, लेकिन कितने खुश हुए कि what your right hands possess वो अभी तक इनको अलाउड है नहीं. Are any additional women after this, nor is it for you to exchange them for other wives. अब डिवोर्स भी नहीं कर सकते हो यहाँ कुछ ऐसा. Even if the beauty were to please you, except what your right hand possesses. And ever is Allah over all things an observer. अब इनको स्टॉप कर दिया. इन खुली छुट्टी मिली थी, शादियां करे, खुली छुट्टी मिली थी, holiday, no restraint. And even if a believing woman, 4 come, 5 come, 6 come, it's his wish, want to give themselves to him, it's his wish, who to take, who not to take, who to reject. फिर ये क्यों इधर ये 52 आयत में अल्लाह कहता है नॉट लॉफुल टू यू, या पता नहीं कौन कहता है, लेकिन तो ये बीच में किधर सच्चा अल्लाह तो नहीं आ गया? A true God. I mean, how come now restriction on him? Did the true God get him? Or this was a shaitan and then this true God came in between the ayat, Surah Azab ayat, and put a restriction on him. But then shaitan came again. Except what your right hand possesses. And those with him are forceful against the disbelievers. The end. Finish. So how many, let me see how many hours it's taken here. You see? So keep aloof from what is vain, anything else. But back to Surah Tahrim again. If this doesn't at all, you can have a mental gymnastics like I had, law on law. I mean, how can Allah allow in your oaths Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly. Don't you want to go to heaven? Don't you want to be inheritors? तो वो believers ये सूर्य मोमिनून keep aloof from what is vain. So it means even in your oaths keep aloof from what is vain. लेकिन आप कहेंगे ये देखें इनका शैतान आप इस स्पाइरल में I mean eminent religious scholars you see क्या शैतान law. Oh my God. So what is law? What is law? Where is it? Let me find it for you. Here have I have kept my. Here it is. Law. Law. In Islamic. Oh, sorry. Wikipedia, huh? Laghw. In Islamic context, law means evil vain talk. Evil vain talk. Vain, dirty, false, falsehood, nonsensical, meaningless. So even in your oaths, like Allah will not bring you to task for that which you have uttered meaninglessly in your oaths. अरे भाई आप कोई और word Allah couldn't Allah get a new word, some another word? This all leads to shaitan. Surah Furqan of the Quran, Muslims are to avoid such things and pay them no mind in Surah Furqan. If you pass by some evil play, अच्छा ये सूर्य फुरकान मैंने नहीं देखा evil play और evil talk ये जो हमारे इमाम अहले बैत जो है इमाम सर ये देखे ना ये गाने और ये और पोट्री दैट इज ये आपको गलत गलत रास्ते पे लेके जाता है आपका दिमाग so pay no attention but in oaths God has meant meaningless. He will not bring you to task what is meaningless, what you've said meaninglessly in your oaths, but what you have like made a aqad contract and earnest. Avoiding laghw is an important attribute for being a successful Muslim, as described in Surah Mu'minun. Well put. The believers, Surah believers, right? The believers of the Quran 1 to 9 जो मैंने आपको दिया, which I gave you. Successful indeed are the believers who offer salat with all solemnity and full submissiveness. Those who turn away from Allah, dirty, false, evil, and forbidden speech. Yahan, it means dirty, false, evil, and forbidden speech. But wahan, and you know what you inherit? You will inherit paradise. Wouldn't you keep away? मैं आपको बता रही हूँ ये एक शैतान था आपको नहीं चाह रहा था ओट्स में आपको कह रहा है कि लोग भले हो जिसमें लोग है चले कोई बात नहीं है अल्लाह विल नॉट ब्रिंग यू टू टास्क पूछेगा नहीं अल्लाह आपको लेकिन फिर भी अगर वो जो एक्सपर्ट्स हैं ना इस चीज़ में कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में और ओट्स वो दे कैन वर्क आउट बट मैं उसकी बात नहीं कर रही हूँ मैं लॉ इधर ये इसकी बात कर रही हूँ उस कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स की बात नहीं कर रही हूँ जो डिलिबरेटली आप किसी और के साथ करते हैं एंड विद डिलिबरेट कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स होता है ना oaths but oaths like that why even take such an oath then don't take such an oath सूर्य वाकिया में है no law dirty false evil vain talk ये ऐसा तो नहीं था कि सूर्य तहरी में अपने आप को बचाने के लिए इसने जुरत oh you believe avoid much suspicion वो जैसे उसमें है ना कि अल्लाह, which is that ayat? और ये जुरत में यानी it implies that neither spy, neither backbite, and all this. इधर मुझे लॉ नहीं मिला, लेकिन in the Quran references to law in the Quran, ये देखें इधर भी like backbiting, ये reference है शायद, पता नहीं क्या है. Avoid much suspicion, backbiting, abhor the other, shun. तो इधर मुझे नहीं मिला वर्ड सूरह हुजूरत और की इन आयतों में, सूरह 49 में, लेकिन जो वर्ड मुझे मिला वो डेफिनेटली वाक़िया में मिला, सूरह वाक़िया में. Sinful speech is another. It's not LAGHW in the Quran. लेकिन law है, no law will they hear, no law, lawa or lawi. Will they hear therein? ये है सूरह वाक़िया में जो मैंने आपको दिया. तो ये फिर आप क्यों ये मीनिंगलेस, एनीथिंग फॉरबिडन बाय अल्लाह, पता नहीं. तो फिर ये क्यों आप इधर इधर आपको बोला गया है कि करें ओट्स में अल्लाह विल लाइक where is it? Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly. ये पूरी आयत नहीं है, but just for to be brief, so I'll be just now ending this, finishing. Right? 89 ये मैंने तो इस पे दिया सिर्फ ये, और लंबी आयत है आई थिंक. तो anyways, Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly. Lahwa and lahwi. They will not the idle talk, vain talk, ill speech. Wide connotation है इसका. This word has a wide connotation. LAGHW. Uh, so I can pronounce it. I'll just call it, say lahwa. Okay, so you know lahwa or lahwi, lahwa. So I'm working on this. Like, what? How can the Shias miss this? Eminent scholars, religious experts on Hadith and Quran, and you know, are eminent scholars, religious scholars. Allah does not take you to task for the oaths you utter vainly. तो इधर कहते हैं ये meaningless है. It has a lighter meaning. इधर कहते हैं सूरह वाक़िया में it has a terrible idle talk. You know, stay away from these things. सूरह फुरकान में भी, सूरह क़सस में भी, and सूरह मोमिन नून में भी. Successful. So why would you bring this vain talk, meaningless talk, in your oaths? Keep it away so that you will be successful mu'mineen, mu'minun, who are okay, and who guard their private parts except before their mates or those whom their right hands possess, for they surely. But whoever seeks to go beyond that, these are they that exceed the limits. अब क्यों exceed करेंगे limit अपने oaths में? And those who are keepers of their trust and their covenant, and those who keep guard on their prayers, these are they who are the heirs of paradise. They will inherit paradise. Next ayat maybe. You see? And then maybe you are, either wives vow abstinence from the wife, there's a respite of 4 months. Then if you go back, you take a vow, idhar inko they, is ayat, Surah Baqarah ayat 226, tries to protect him. Oh, believers, you are protected from all sides. So be hard on the disbelievers and soft Merciful among yourselves. That's nepotism. After what I've explained to you, don't you think this prophet is satanic, a devil, a disbeliever? अच्छा, इनको बोलता है कि इन पे वही आ रही है अभी, और उनको कह रहा है जिनका ना ईसा है मसीह, अब जूस जूस का ना मसीह आया है, क्रिश्चियंस का गायब है। क्रिश्चियंस हाँ, उनको कह रहा है कि यू इफ यू डू नॉट जज बाय योर revelations, you are disbelievers. Disbelievers. 44. Those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the unbelievers. Now I have to, I cannot make a chart, or I don't know how to put this together. Transgressors. वैसे इधर आका मेहदी पुया कमेंट्री ने, लेकिन फिर भी I have some hard work to do. So very easy, very easy. He's a, what is he? Transgressor तो हो गया ना? ये देखें, Surah Maida ayat 87, not 44. O you who believe, forbid not the good things which Allah hath made lawful for you, and transgress not. Lo, Allah loveth not the transgressors, right? Not transgressors. Islam does not allow to forbid the good things Allah has made lawful, as self-denying. Okay. Acha, for the sake of brevity, Aka Medipuya says, so forbidden anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression. O Prophet, why do you forbid yourself from what Allah has made lawful? Idhar kya hai? So forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression. What is this Prophet doing? He's forbidden himself what Allah has made lawful for him. Surah Tahrim Ayat 1 makes him what? A transgressor. How can he be, how can you then in later ayats like make him the, if until you don't make him the judge, and why do you decide among yourselves? You're deciding by through tahut in your disputes, in your, and you yourselves are a judge by what? बड़ी बड़ी बातें, बड़ी बड़ी बातें. जैसे वो मुझे कह रहा था कि ओह, तो ये जो साहब आया था ना वो बुचर, बड़ी बड़ी बातें मुझे कह रहा था, तो ये खुद आपके रसूलुल्लाह बड़ी बड़ी बातें क्रिश्चियंस जूस के अगेंस्ट सूरे, ये बड़ी बड़ी बातें, बड़ी बड़ी बातें. Those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the unbelievers. 54 ayat of Surah Maida. अब इन्होंने तो किया जो जालिम भी हैं. 55 Surah Maida. Those who do not judge by what Allah has revealed are indeed the wrongdoers. इनका तो मसीह भी नहीं है, इनके पास तो रेवलेशन है, कितनी चेंज्ड है, क्या है, बेचारे क्या कर रहे हैं. 47 Those who do not judge according to what God has revealed are lawbreakers, transgressors. तो ये मैंने वर्कआउट किया कि ये खुद डिसबिलीवर हैं फिर तो ना. If you take these ayats and go back to Surah Tahrim, ayat 1, and compare it with Surah Maida, ayat 87 also, bring this ayat into view, and now about forbidding what Allah has made lawful. O you who believe, forbid not. अब ये तो वहाँ है, present है, believers के साथ. Believers को कह रहे हैं, do not forbid not the good things. इनके ऊपर वही आ रही है, और ये कह रहा है इनको, या वही आ गई और फिर कह रहा है. और प्रेजेंट है वहाँ, और कितनी गड़बड़ की है. Mental gymnastics. So forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet is transgression. Aka Mehdi Puya says. 66, so taking you to 66 verse 1, Surah Tahrim. O Prophet, why do you prohibit yourself from what Allah has made lawful for you? Huh? Please, eminent scholars, religious, so forbidding Muslim religious scholars, Shias, eminent religious scholars. So forbidding anything allowed by Allah and His Prophet, it's transgression, right? अभी ये अगर प्रॉफिट ही खुद अपने आप को फॉरबिड कर रहा है जो अल्लाह हैज मेड लॉफुल तो इन खुद को क्या बना ये क्या बनेगा प्लीज बताएं ट्रांसग्रेसर खत्म शुड प्लीज व्हाई यू वांट मी टू गो थ्रू ऑल द मेंटल जिम्नास्टिक्स इसे कि आपको जो इश्क है ना रसूलुल्लाह और आपको जो खौफ है खुदा और रसूलुल्लाह दिया गया है ना उस पे आप किसी आपके माइंड्स क्लोज्ड हो गए हैं आप ब्रेन वॉश हो गए हैं और पता नहीं क्या लाइक डिजास्टर ओह माय गॉड इट्स अ वॉर आपके आपके द कैजुअलिटीज बहुत डेड बहुत सोसाइटी क्या इट्स अ बैटल अ वॉर सेव योर सोल्स अपने नफ्स को ये इधर तो अपने नफ्स में हाइड कर रहा है जो अल्लाह वाज टू रिवील और वो अच्छा बात नहीं है अगर हाइड करता कुछ चीज़ वो ज़ैद को तो बेचारे को उसमें रखा ना धोखे में कि हाँ, हाँ, मेरी भी तो मैरिज शायद रसूलुल्लाह ने कह दिया है कि फ़ियर अल्लाह एंड कीप योर वाइफ एंड फ़ियर अल्लाह। बस मेरा तो ज़ैनब बिन जहश के साथ मैरिज वो वापस घर गया खुश-खुश। ओह माय गॉड! एंड पता है क्या शॉक उसको मिला होगा? उनको ज़ैद ज़ैद बिन हारिथ ज़ैद बिन हारिथ को व्हाट शॉक ही मस्ट हैव रिसीव्ड, राइट? इस बात पे हाइड करना बहुत बुरी बात है। अरे! किसी ने अगर सीक्रेट लवर भी अगर रख दिया, तो उन्होंने अपने अपने नफ्स पे ज़ुल्म किया है ना। इसने तो ज़ैद के नफ्स पे ज़ुल्म किया है, ज़ैद की ज़िंदगी पे। इसने तो ज़ैद बिन हारिथ के साथ खेला है। ये ऐसा शैतान है, ऐसा शैतान निकला कि मैं बोझ अब बस क्या बताएँ। देखें क्रिश्चियंस, जूस आपको डरा रहा है उनके अगेंस्ट, कभी ट्रस्ट नहीं करें। Okay, we'll see more to come next time. Let's sit on this, contemplate mental gymnastics, जो भी करना है वो करें. About these two verses, I apologize. I'm not fully aware or I'm not in my right mind actually. I've done a lot of mental gymnastics. But all I can say after coming to the conclusion that he's a um, disbeliever, transgressor, and the third one, unjust. तो फिर ये contradictory ayats हैं, and nothing in this is, and the good thing that good ayats must be coming from, ये आपको, be just in judgments, decide justly, and be clement, and God knows what. तो ये हमारे शिया देते हैं ना कि clemency in Prophet in Islam, the status, no, music name. Maybe in another tab I was searching. Yes, I think, the status, no. Clemency of Islam or believers. Ah, yes, here it is. It was by Mercy of God that thou wast gentle to them. Hadst thou been harsh and hard of heart, they would have scattered from about thee. Surah 3, verse 159. आल इमरान। अब तो मेरा दिमाग भी नहीं, बहुत mental gymnastics हो गई, बहुत to prepare in this. So she Nasir Makaram Shirazi on religion mercy. देखें, because the author will not come like this, so I have to take myself out. Here it is. Nasir Makaram Shirazi. Here is the author. Religion of mercy. Yamashia, religious scholar, eminent. Religion of mercy. तो ये आप देखते हैं और you get brainwashed. Oh my God, please don't go back to this religion. Please don't go. You will lose your heart and soul to shaitan. So I want to protect you. I want to free you. Thank you so much for being here. God bless you all and your family members. May God bring you to the truth. And how many after majlises, after reading a Shia book, Allama Majlisi, that I'm only concerned about the truth. I'm not worried about what people will say or do to me. So I'm a little bit disgusted with that. I don't know what to say. बड़ी बात नहीं करूँ मैं, बस आपको दिखाऊं कि ये इंसानियत इतना मेरा हक था कि मैं अपने आप को भी फ्री करूं और आपको भी फ्री करूं. So what I wish for you, or what I wish for myself, I wish for you. Thank you so much. Have a great, wonderful, enjoy your lives fearlessly. Believe in yourselves.